The chamber was silent, except for the low hum of the machine. The walls curved like the inside of a great black egg, smooth and cold, swallowing all sound. At the center stood the truth field, 3 glowing rings, each spinning slowly in opposite directions. Pale blue light dripped from them like mist. Every alien in the room kept their distance, as if afraid the light might touch them. It was called the most feared device in the galaxy. The truth field did not ask questions. It pulled answers straight from the mind. It didn't care if the truth was hidden under years of lies. It didn't care if the mind resisted. It would take what it wanted, and in the process, usually broke the mind, or stopped the heart. No one survived more than a few seconds, until today. Daniel Cross was shoved forward by 2 tall guards in black armor. His wrists were bound with silver cuffs that pulsed faintly. His face was calm, almost bored, though his hair was messy, and there was a cut above his eyebrow. The guards pushed him toward the glowing rings, their insect-like faces hidden behind black helmets. From her high seat, High Inquisitor Vora watched with interest. Her long fingers drummed against the armrest, each tipped with a sharp claw. She was tall, thin, and draped in red silk that shimmered with gold, her eyes to pale. Greenstones never left Daniel. Name, she commanded. Daniel Cross, he said easily. Species. Human. The word seemed to amuse her. Ah, the young race. Loud, reckless, fragile, and now accused of spying on the Emperor's mining worlds. Daniel said nothing. His gaze flicked briefly to the truth field. Vora leaned forward. You know what happens in that machine? Daniel smiled faintly. You find the truth? Her thin lips curved. The truth is in everything else. She gestured with one claw. Place him inside. The guards forced Daniel to stand between the spinning rings. The air around him shimmered, bending light in strange ways. Faint vibration crept into the floor, making it feel like the whole room was breathing. The moment the device powered up, Daniel felt pressure not on his body, but inside his skull. It was like invisible fingers searching through his thoughts, peeling them open. Inquisitor Vora's voice slid through the air like a blade. You will answer, human, every thought, every secret, no lies, no resistance. The truth field allows nothing else. The rings spun faster. A low hum became a roar. Blue light wrapped around Daniel's head. Normally, this was when the screaming began. Daniel didn't scream. He didn't even flinch. He looked straight at Vora and said, You won't like what I tell you. The guards exchanged quick glances. Even Vora paused. What does that mean? She asked. It means, Daniel said, his voice steady, that the truth about humans isn't what you think. And once you hear it, you won't sleep again. The truth field pulled harder, forcing Daniel's mind open like a door kicked off its hinges. Memories flashed storms over black seas, burning cities, laughter in the dark, soldiers in battered armor. The machine tried to sort through them, searching for answers to the charges. But instead, it found something else, a shadow, a shape, a memory too large to belong to one man. Vora frowned. What is that? Daniel tilted his head. The part you should be afraid of. The hum deepened, shaking the chamber walls. The rings flared brighter, and Vora saw Flash's alien worlds, yes, but not theirs. Massive fleets, ships unlike anything in the Empire's archives. A dark emblem painted on steel hulls, human hulls. Her fingers tightened on her chair. This is impossible. Humans have no fleets. Daniel's smile widened. That's what you were meant to think. The guard shifted uneasily. This wasn't how truth field sessions went. Victims were supposed to collapse, confess, beg for mercy, not tell stories. Vora hissed. You lie. The machine forbids lies. I know, Daniel said quietly. That's why you should listen. The truth field dove deeper, pulling more from Daniel's mind. Now Vora saw a tan image so clear it made her heart stutter. A council of humans. In dark uniforms, maps of the galaxy with vast swaths marked in deep red. Hundreds of worlds under human control, hidden, masked, disguised as uninhabited. You've hidden yourselves? Vora whispered. Daniel stepped forward, the blue light still crawling over his face. For centuries, we'll let you think we were weak, primitive, no threat. And now, he leaned slightly toward her. You put me in this machine, the ring slowed. The hum softened. For the first time, Vora's pale green eyes showed something new in certainty. You could not have come here by accident, she said slowly. Daniel shook his head. Of course not. The truth field flickered. Something about his mind was wrong. It wasn't breaking. It wasn't being drained dry. It was feeding the machine, filling it with truth so sharp they cut. Vora's voice was cold. Why are you here? Daniel's smile faded, replaced by something harder. To tell you the truth? Hi, Inquisitor. What truth is that? That the war you're afraid of, Daniel said, has already started? The chamber seemed smaller now. The guards' grip on their weapons tightened. Vora stared at him, her claws curling against the armrest. The ring stopped spinning. Yes. The light dimmed. Daniel stepped out of the machine without waiting for permission. No one stopped him, because for the first time in the history of the truth field, it wasn't the prisoner who looked afraid. It was the Inquisitor. The council chamber was silent, except for the faint hum of the truth field. It pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat filling the air with an invisible weight. Every alien in the room knew what it could do, force any living mind to speak only the truth. It had been the ultimate weapon in the galaxy for centuries now. It was focused on one man, a human. Daniel Reeve, the alien judge, a tall insectoid. Creature named Zarkath spoke first. His voice was like stone grinding on stone. Human, you will answer our questions. You cannot lie here. You cannot hide anything. Daniel didn't flinch. His eyes locked on the judge. He said, the first question was simple. Are you an agent of Earth's military? No, Daniel replied. A flicker of confusion crossed the judge's face. The truth field didn't react. It was telling the truth. The second question came sharper. Are you here to spy on us? No. Again, no reaction from the field. No lie. The chamber's whispers grew louder. Aliens exchanged glances. Wasn't how interrogations went. Most prisoners broke in minutes, sweating, shaking, begging for release. But Daniel, he was calm. Calm. Zarkath leaned forward. Then why did you come to our space? Why cross into forbidden territory? Daniel's lips curved into the smallest hint of a smile. I was invited. The room froze. The truth field stayed silent. No pulse of red, no warning light. The alien. Scribes hesitated, recording the words. Invited? By who? The council's records showed no such thing. A deep rumble rolled through the chamber as another council member spoke. A massive reptilian named Varath pointed a claw at Daniel. Who invited you, human? Daniel leaned back in his chair, eyes scanning the ceiling as if considering how much to say. When his gaze returned, it locked on Varath. Someone, you all know, someone who told me the truth field, isn't perfect. Gasps erupted across the room. The truth field was perfect. It had been tested for centuries. No alien could beat it. Not once. Not ever. The judge slammed a claw against the desk. You speak nonsense? The field cannot be fooled? Daniel's voice was quiet, but it carried through the room. Maybe, or maybe. No. You've only been testing it on species who think the way you do. The council members stared at him. Truthfield stayed silent. For the first time in living memory, the aliens began to feel something they never felt in this chamber. Doubt. The chamber was silent except for the hum of the truth field. Council leader Tharn leaned forward, his silver eyes fixed on Jace. Human, he said, voice sharp. State your full name and origin. Jace Miller. Earth, Jace replied. Calmly. The truth field pulsed. Green. The aliens shifted uncomfortably. Most species twitched or stammered under its power, but Jace's heartbeat remained steady. Tharn's second command, a thin alien with glassy skin, stepped closer. You entered restricted space. Why? Jace's eyes narrowed. I was looking for answers. Your council has been lying. The words hit the chamber like a thunderclap. Gasps echoed. The truth field blazed green again. He wasn't lying. Several guards stepped forward, weapons ready. "Restrain him," Juan barked. But Tharn raised a clawed hand. "No. Let him speak." The next question came low and dangerous. "What lies do you claim we have told?" Jace leaned forward, his voice steady. "You tell the galaxy you are protectors. You keep peace. But you are hiding something. Something about the disappearances in the outer rings." The truth field flared brilliant green. The chamber erupted into chaos, shouted protests, alarm tones blaring. Tharn's eyes locked on Jace with new suspicion. "No outsider should know of that." Jace didn't look away. "I know more than you think." The field pulsed again green. For the first time, Tharn felt something he hadn't in centuries. Fear. The trap inside the truth field. The alien council chamber was silent except for the soft hum of the truth field. Rain sat in the center, hands resting on the metal table. Around him, 10 alien counselors watched. The eyes glowed with cold suspicion. The air smelled faintly of Ozanon aftereffect of the field working at full power. They had decided today would be the day they broke him. Counselor Thalrix leaned forward. His voice was deep and sharp. "Human, what was your mission on Zyre Prime?" Rain looked him straight in the eye. "I was sent to help." The truth field pulsed. The green lights flickered, truth confirmed. The counselors exchanged glances. The machine never lied, yet they could feel something was wrong. Counselor Sarah hissed, "Help." "With what? Speak it." Rain's lips curved slightly. "To make sure the right people survived." The truth field pulsed again, truth confirmed. Some of the counselors frowned. The words were true, but incomplete. The field could force truth, but it could not force all of it. Thalrix narrowed his eyes. "And the wrong people? What of them?" Rain's gaze didn't waver. "They made their own choices." Truth confirmed. The aliens shifted uncomfortably. The field was doing its job, yet the humans' answers felt like walking into a maze with no exit. One of the younger counselors whispered, "Perhaps the human is telling the truth in ways that mislead us." But that should be impossible. They decided to try something more direct. The lights dimmed. The field's intensity rose, its hum now a low vibration in Rain's bones. "Human," Sarah said coldly, "have you ever killed a council member?" Rain did not blink. "No," truth confirmed. The tension in the room eased slightly until he added, "But I have killed someone who would have become one." The council chamber erupted into angry voices. "What does he mean? Is that a threat? Can the field not detect deception?" Rain stayed still. He could feel their fear now, like heat in the room. Alrix banged his fist on the table. "Tell us, human, why does the truth field not break you?" Rain's smile returned slow, dangerous. "Because I never learned how to lie," he said. "I learned how to tell the truth. So carefully it becomes a weapon." The field pulsed again, truth confirmed. The chamber went dead silent. The aliens realized something horrifying. Every answer he had given was the truth. But the truths he chose to tell were like knives. And somewhere in the parts he never said lay the real danger. And then Rain leaned forward, his voice dropping to a whisper. "You're asking the wrong questions." The green lights of the truth field flickered again, truth confirmed. A chill ran through the council. Somewhere in their minds, each of them wondered, what questions should we have asked? They didn't know yet. They would. And by the time they asked, it would be too late. The council chamber was in chaos. Ambassadors shouted over each other. Some wanted to expel Ethan immediately. Others wanted to keep him as a test subject. But one thing was clear. They were afraid of him. The alien who had threatened him before now avoided his eyes. Ethan sat in the center of the chamber, calm but watchful. He knew they weren't just afraid of his truth. They were afraid of what it could mean for the galaxy. Plot. News of Ethan's survival in the truth field spreads across the galaxy. Some alien species see him as a dangerous weapon. Others as a potential savior. The council begins secret meetings without Ethan, but he senses their fear. A rebel ambassador slips him a warning. They will try to erase you from existence. Ethan realizes the truth field was just the first test. Something worse is coming. A secret vote is planned to send him to the Mindbreaker, a machine designed to shatter any mind, no matter how strong. Ethan has to decide, should he escape now, or walk into their next trap and turn it against them. The chamber doors open. Soldiers march in. When the head counselor says coldly, "You will come with us to face the ultimate truth." Ethan stands, his heart steady. "If they think they can break me, they don't know humans at all. If you want, I can give you part 6 as the big explosive finale right now. The truth that broke the galaxy, the truth field pulsed, brighter than ever before." Every alien inside screamed as secrets poured out. Confessions of crimes, betrayals, even personal shame. The room felt like it was breaking under the weight of 1,000 truths. But Jack Carter, the human, stood calm. His eyes were locked on the galactic court. He knew his next words could change the galaxy forever. "You wanted the truth?" Jack's voice echoed. "Here it is. Your entire council has been lying to you for centuries." The aliens gasped. The truth field didn't just confirm his words, it amplified them. Light flared around him. Showing no trace of deception, Jack began revealing everything. How the council had faked wars to control weaker species. How they erased planets from maps and history. How they kept advanced medicine hidden so people would stay dependent. The courtroom erupted in chaos. Some aliens shouted in rage. Others stared at their leaders with hate in their eyes. The council tried to shut off the truth field, but it didn't work. The device had locked onto Jack, and now it was broadcasting his words across the entire galaxy. Billions of beings were hearing the truth for the first time. "You called humans dangerous," Jack said. "You were right. We're dangerous, but not because of our weapons, because we speak the truth. When it matters most." The head judge trembled. "You have doomed us all." "No," Jack said, stepping forward. "I have freed them." The guards hesitated. They could not arrest him. The truth field showed he had broken no law. And in that moment, the galaxy began to turn. Allies who once obeyed the council now questioned them. Worlds that lived in fear began to rise. As Jack walked out of the courtroom, the truth field followed him. The galaxy watched. Some would call him a hero. Others would call him a dangerous rebel. But one thing was certain: no alien had ever survived the truth field, till a human did. And that human had just changed the galaxy forever. Look for audience to stay for next story. What Jack didn't know was that the council had a weapon. One that could erase a person's memories, and they planned to use it on him.